I don't have time. Hear it all the time, don't we? Today at Live on Purpose TV, how to manage your time better. Time management. Nah, it's a myth. Sorry. End of video. No, I'm kidding you. Not that it's a myth. I'm not joking about that. It's not the end of the video because I think that there's some things we could talk about here. You cannot manage time. We say that all the time, but what do we mean? How would you manage it? Some people think that they can save time. Really? Where would they keep it? And are you going to use it later? See, we use phrases that don't even make sense. Time can't be managed, it can't be stored, it can't be kept, it can't be saved. It simply keeps moving forward. It's kind of an arbitrary concept anyway. We've invented this concept to help us understand our experience, but you can't save it. You can't manage it. What can you do with time? I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the only thing you can really do with time is spend it. And there's a variety of ways to spend it. What we're not going to address here today is time management. What we are going to address is how we spend time, which comes down to task management and values and priorities. So we'll create that little context as we begin this discussion. Now, I want to propose a little thought experiment. What if I gave you $1 million? You like this game so far? $1 million. Now you can do whatever you want to with this $1 million, but there's a catch. You have to spend it all today. Are you in? Yeah? Sounds like kind of a fun game. Now, if you don't spend it, you lose it. You have to spend it, and you have to spend it all today. Okay, now think about what that would be like for you. Now, let's change the game a little bit. Whatever you don't spend, you lose, but don't worry about that because I'll give you a fresh $1 million tomorrow. But the catch is you have to spend all of that $1 million tomorrow. What you don't spend, you lose, but don't worry about that because on the third day, I'd give you a third $1 million, but you're catching on. Okay, you have to spend it all today. This seems like a fantastic kind of a game or a fantasy, but really that's what we're talking about with time. Think about it. What if I gave you 24 hours? But there's a catch. You have to spend it all today. That's kind of how time is, isn't it? If you don't spend it, you're going to lose it. It's going to pass one way or the other. But don't worry, I'll give you another 24 hours tomorrow. Do you see how it's exactly the same game that we're talking about with the money? If it were money, honestly speaking, most people would have a hard time figuring out what to do with $1 million a day. And so the most common thing that we would do with it is simply waste it. That's what's happening with time. We all have the same amount of time. In fact, it is a lie. It is a lie to say that you don't have the time. It's always a lie. You've got 24 hours and it's renewed every day. And there is not a soul on this earth who has any more or less than that. And we get the same allotment every single day until we die. And after that, I don't know. I haven't interviewed a lot of dead people. But we've got it for now. So to say that you don't have time is a lie. It's like, what if your friend were to approach you and say, hey, do you want to go to lunch? And you say, oh, I would love to, but I don't have the time, right? It's a lie. Why don't you just tell them the truth? Oh, I value other things more than going to lunch with you. Well, that sounds rude, and you'd never say it to someone, but that's the truth. You're spending your time on what you value the most, and if you're not, then probably you want to take a look at how you're spending it. So let's go there for just a minute. Now, we tend to put our tasks into different systems. Here's a little truth that I learned from David Allen, who is the author of the book Getting Things Done. He said you will carry things on your mind until you take them out of your mind and put them into a system that you trust. For some people, that system is a to-do list. So you might think of all the things that you want to accomplish or that you'd like to spend your time on, and you list them out on a to-do list. Another system, the one that I prefer actually, is a calendar. I'll tell you why in just a minute. These are systems that we can organize the way we spend our time, because we can't manage the time itself. We're going to organize the way we spend our time in a way that is more consistent with our values. Consider this for a minute. When the way we spend our time is in sync with or in harmony with our core values, we have a right to inner peace. Let me say that again. When the way that we spend our time is in sync with or in harmony with our core values, we have a right to inner peace. And we won't feel the same level of anxiety and apprehension and inadequacy that we feel otherwise. One of the teachers and mentors in my life has been Ron Zeller. Ron is a world-class leadership trainer. He passed away a few years ago. And he taught this concept about time that has made such a difference for me. He pointed out the obvious in saying the only time you can do anything is now. I'm not talking right now, because right now you're viewing this video. But now is the time that it is whenever you do anything. Check your watch next time you're doing something. What time is it? It's now. You can't do something later. I don't know how you'd even do that. It's now. So get it in your head for a minute that the only time you can do anything is now. Now let's define it. Now has a start time and an end time, and a very specific task in between. Now has a start time and an end time and a specific task in between. Let's talk about all three elements. Start time. Why is that important? Because you're going to spend your time one way or another. Giving it a start time means beginning at this particular time, I intend to spend my time on something specific. That's the next step here. That specific thing is all that you're doing. So right now, if you go to my calendar, I arrange my tasks. The system that I trust is one on my calendar where I create a now. If I were to look at the now for right now, it would say filming for Live on Purpose TV. It has a start time, it has an end time, and that's all I'm doing in between. So while I'm talking to you right here, I am not answering phone calls. I am not doing my podcast. I am not speaking for a corporation or an association. I'm doing this. And it's the only way I'm spending my time right now. End time. Why is that important? This is a psychological exit strategy. If you tell yourself you're going to go do something and there's no end time to it, it becomes this fearsome burden that you don't know how you're going to manage, and then that triggers your anxiety, it decreases your efficiency, all kinds of mayhem. You want to give it an end time because that gives your mind the permission to focus now. After the start time, you're going to focus on that because you know that it's going to end. That gives you the exit strategy. And it's a brilliant way to organize the way you spend your time. So do it now. I think Nike kind of picked up on the do it thing. Anyway, do it now. Now means start time, end time, specific task in between. What if you don't complete the task in the time allotted? Then you will spend another now to follow up or complete it if it's important to you. Now, if it's not important to you, don't be spending your time on it. But if it is, create a now. You will carry it in your mind until you put it into a system that you trust. The system that I trust is my calendar because it's easy to define the nows. One of the biggest pirates of our time, and remember we compared time to money earlier? What if you got $1 million a day? Well, you do have 24 hours a day. And one of the biggest pirates of our time is when we tell ourselves we'll do it later. I don't know how you would ever do that. Forget about time management for a minute. Focus on task management because that's how you're going to spend your time, and do it now, not later. Start time, end time, specific task in between. Let's abandon the whole do it later thing. That doesn't work and it never has. do it now. So maybe the time management is a myth, but now we've got the ability to do it now. Share this episode with someone you love.